Countdown to Kickoff is supported by and brought to you by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental. And everybody at Craig International hopes that everybody connected with the company had a fantastic Christmas and you're all very much looking forward to a prosperous 2024. It's a huge game for Barry Robson come 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Aberdeen travel to Ross County knowing defeat will put them in a relegation playoff depending how results go the other way. We're heading into a 2-week winter break. We have to begin 2024 on a positive note. So let's put the game into context. Worst case scenario, Ross County beat us, they go above us. And obviously, depending what happens in the St Johnstone game, will also determine where we end up in the table at the beginning of the calendar year. On a positive note, a win coupled with a Motherwell defeat or draw will take us back up to 8th place. We continue to say that we have a number of games in hand above of all the teams above us, but yet those games in hand are not guaranteed points at this moment in time. It is a huge game. It could be make or break for Barry Robson. Hi everybody, a very warm welcome to Ali Beg ABTV. This is the first show of 2024. A very happy new year to all of you. I really hope you all had a fantastic time yesterday with your families and your friends. So, countdown to kickoff. This is a pre-recorded show. This is where we look ahead to the Ross County game in Dingwall on Tuesday, kick-off at 3 o'clock. As I said in the review show, I do believe that it is now time for a change. And I think no matter what happens on Tuesday, I think the Football Monitoring Board need to make a brave decision. I fear for us tomorrow because Derek Adams will have his side very well organised, very well disciplined, and they're going to sit in and they're going to make it very, very difficult for us. We saw for the first hour against Hearts how well they played, how they were able to soak everything up and hit Hearts with 2 sucker punches. And what I'm worried about is that the same could happen to us tomorrow. At the moment, our lack of creativity in the final third is a major concern. And we're not creating enough chances to win football matches. We're not getting enough efforts on target to win football matches. So without trying to sound downtrodden before we've even kicked off, it is a huge game for Barry. I wish him nothing but the best. Obviously, a win would be fantastic. It would take us in the right frame of mind into the winter break. It might even afford him more time to look at the January transfer window, to move players in and out. But I just can't help but think at this moment in time, we have run our course with Barry. So this is what's coming up on the show tonight. Got plenty for you as always. Give you the match stats in just a moment. We've got the thoughts of the skipper. We'll look back on this day in the club's history. Going to try and predict the starting 11, which has not been easy. And I will read out the majority of the messages that you left on my social media pages earlier today. So thank you so much for that. Right, first and foremost, let's try and predict the team news because I genuinely have no idea how it's going to go. But this is what I'm hoping. A flat back 4. Richard Jensen, Slobodan, Angus in for Stefan and Nicky Devlin. I think Angus deserves his chance. I've been saying now for a number of weeks that I think Stefan has become our weak link at the back. I think he's lost his form dramatically and it's a major concern. And with a lot of talk currently about Angus possibly moving to the MLS or moving to the EFL, I think he's one of our best central defenders and I think we should be doing everything to keep him. And we start by doing that by playing him. In the middle, I think the captain will start And I think Leighton and Connor will start alongside Jamie, who will play on the right-hand side. And then we'll go with Duke to sit just in behind Bojan Majowski. But look, who knows the team that he's going to pick tomorrow? He could go 3 at the back again. If he does go 3 at the back, I plead with Barry to drop Stefan Gartenmann and play Angus MacDonald on that right-hand side with Ruby in the middle and Richard Jensen on the left. So there could be a number of changes to tomorrow's lineup. There could be a number of changes to the formation. We will only find out come 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But it will probably be Barry's most important team selection, and he's got to get it absolutely right. Okay. So after Saturday's game, so there was no press conference per se ahead of this game. So what I'll do is just drag that in. So what happened was after the game on Saturday, the skipper sat down with the press where he was quite scathing about Aberdeen's performance on Saturday. And he spoke of how important it is to get back to winning ways and to put these performances absolutely to bed. So this is what the skipper said. We need to take a good look in the mirror, get back to work and start again. We need to dissect this game and put things right at Ross County on Tuesday. That'll be a big test because when they see what happened to us, they'll be licking their lips ahead of the game. It's about character now. We need to stand up and be counted. The skipper is absolutely right. And if the players were to take anything on board from Barry's post-match interview and no doubt from his post-match comments in the dressing room, they're now playing for pride. And so much more than that. The travelling support will fully back you, will always back you. But you need to start repaying that faith. And I think too many players have performed under par. I think the energy levels have been down, which I don't understand considering the 10-day break that we had. And what worried me about Saturday was that we just looked completely devoid of any idea of how to break St Mirren down. I really hope that with a couple of days training, probably over New Year, that they have taken a long, hard look in the mirror, that everybody at the football club, as a collective, has taken a long, hard look in the mirror. Because the last thing we need going into the new calendar year is to, God forbid, be in a relegation playoff spot. It just beggars belief that that's where we could be come the beginning of the year, heading into the winter break. So let me give you the match stats. So Ross County have taken 11 points from a possible 18 at Victoria Park this season. Aberdeen are unbeaten in their last 3 visits to Victoria Park. After Saturday's defeat against St Mirren, Aberdeen have now lost 8 of their 17 Premiership matches. The man in charge will be Matthew McDermott. On VAR is Nick Walsh. So I want to drag another item in before we start reading out all your comments. So if you can't make it to the game and you're at a loose end, there will be a special big Tuesday football show on North Sound 1 between 2 and 6 with Stephen Mill, Stephen Cowan and Ewan Cameron. What I basically do here is I watch the game live and I report back as things happen from Victoria Park. So we will get up-to-date live reaction as the game goes along. I've said it time and time again. If you haven't checked out the show, please do, because it's great fun. We do not talk about Celtic and Rangers. We talk about everything but them. And we just have a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, some great music thrown in for the mix, and obviously football. For me, it's the perfect combination. Right, okay. So let me open your comments, because many of you have left comments this morning. So thank you so much for doing that. Right, let me just get all comments. There we are. All right, let's get cracking. So, let me get my glasses on. Simon Roy has said, Happy New Year, mate. All the very best to you and the family. I think Barry needs to go 4-3-3 and keep the ball on the ground and pass and go forward, not backwards. We need to stop this. I would also overhaul the team. Drop Stefan and Richard and bring back in Jack and Angus midfield. Dante, Connor and Clarkson up top. Bojan, Duke and Morris on the right with Shinnie dropped. With Shinnie dropped in, make Devlin captain. That's an interesting thought. Scott Bowie has said, Happy New Year to everybody and to the Red Army. I'm hoping he plays 4 at the back. We play the ball on the ground and try to win the game rather than contain the opposition. I can only but live in hope, he says. Stanley Roddy has said, surely we can beat a village team, can't we? Happy New Year, Ali, and keep well. Thank you, Stanley. Kenny Merchant has said, first time in a while I can honestly say I don't know how we play. Only game plan I see is defending behind the ball and hoofing upfield. We never reach the byline. No set plays. We rarely win a corner. Starting Hayes is like playing with 10 men. Get in Steve Bruce till the end of the season, he laughs. Stuart Cleary, Happy New Year, Ali. 3 points, a must win before the winter shutdown, but it's never an easy game in Dingwall. Stand free. Gordon Ritchie has said, we need a win. Barry has to play a 4-4-2 and get the best players and use that system. Come on, you Reds. Ross Stupart has said, I reckon this is Barry's last stand. A win will likely give him more time, as I can't see Dave Cormack pulling the trigger yet. A draw or loss, then I think there is no other option. I had hoped the call to appoint Barry was the right one based on the 7-game winning streak, but the more I think of it, it was a lucky run and he hasn't managed to bring back that mentality since. I always want the Dons to win, but maybe in this instant, a draw or a loss may instigate change quicker. Reds for life. Come on, you Reds, he said. David Brands has said, Happy New Year to you and all the family. Hoping Aberdeen can give us a good start tomorrow against Ross County. Come on, you Reds. Graham Watson, Happy New Year. Need to get stuck in and stop being so easy to counter-attack against no one seems to want to tackle. Same opponents and same ref as first game last year. That did not out so well. But hopefully this year will be better. But something has to change. They can play good quick tempo football as have shown in glimpses. So Robson should be looking at that. Brian McRae has said, Hi Ali, I fear the worst to be honest. I've no confidence in us getting anything from the game. Hope I'm wrong though. I suppose it's how Barry sets up the team, he says. Barry R. Herbertson has said, who can predict how a game will go these days? Never know what Aberdeen will turn up each game. Ross County will be well up for this game and have a right go. I fear at best a draw. Paul Donaldson. Hi Paul. Looking forward to the day out tomorrow. Dingwall is by far the best away day in Scotland. Not looking forward to the match very much though. I think it will be a scrappy game and we'll probably end up getting a narrow win, maybe 1-0 or 2-1, which would mean Barry Robson will somehow manage to keep going as manager for now. If we lose tomorrow, then surely that has to be the end. Scott Robertson has said it's a game we simply have to win, but either way, Barry should be replaced. What chances of a 4-4-2 with Angus at the back with Barron and Vinny getting a game? He says 0. I think Barry is too stubborn to make these changes, and I think it will be more of the same, an absolute struggle. Anyway, we think positive, new start, new year. Give us 3 points, Bazza, and let's start climbing up that league table. Stephen Evans has said, my worry is that the job has become too big for Barry and his lack of experience is being harshly highlighted in performances and excuses after games. This is a crunch game for the manager. If another poor performance and defeat, suspect the trigger might be pulled and the winter break used to find a replacement. However, he says, it might go the other way and a decent performance and 3 points, and he's given more time and the chance during the transfer window to reshape the squad a little. Graham Taylor has said, would love a win, but as a fan, I'll support them no matter. Until the end of time. Stand free, he says. Murray Wright has said, why, oh why does he change it from a back four when it was clear the other week we are much better playing that way? How McDonald isn't getting a game is beyond me. I've tried to give Barry time, but it's near run out. We have to win in Dingwall. The thing is, when he really needs a win, he seems to get one, then a week later we are back to square one again. Not much word coming out from the board as usual. Worrying times. Okay. Donkey Wright has said, this could be Barry's last game in charge. However, he may survive if it is a decent performance and win. I have a feeling Dave Cormack and the board are reluctant to change the manager again. Stephen Brownlee has said, have a go, Barry. You might be out of a job, but at least have a go. And you never know. You can shove your five at the back though. Play that and you deserve the boot. He wants Roos, a back four of Devlin, Ruby, Jensen, McGarry, McGrath, Polvaro, Barron, Clarkson in the middle, Sokler and Miofsky up top. Craig Ruff has said that he's struggling to get motivated for the game. Bar our games in Europe and the odd domestic game, it's been eye-bleeding stuff. Not what you want to be watching as a fan. Same old excuses wheeled out every time. Ross County will be difficult to break down, and this is where we generally struggle most. To be honest, the result shouldn't change what should happen after it. Probably better if we get heat, as hard as that is to say as a fan. Liked Barry, but he looks lost and defeated as a man. David Gold has said a win against Ross County would just paper over the cracks. John Grant has said, totally depends on what team turns up. Got to get the shambles of a defence sorted out. Barron a must for me to start. Clarkson or McGrath in the team, but not both. Mark Smith has said, I'm really getting to the stage where I'm not sure a win helps us, as it just allows the board to continue on its current path. Okay, that's all the messages that have come in. So thank you so much for all the messages that you sent. Many of you wishing everybody a very happy new year. And very much looking forward to the game, but not many of you are feeling very confident about the game. Just a little bit of housekeeping for you before we finish off today. So if you haven't already done so, I would be absolutely thrilled if you would please consider subscribing to the channel. We've added a number of subscribers over the past few days, so thank you so much for jumping on board. You know, we do have big plans for 2024, and I hope to bring you more content and just make the channel bigger and better as we go along. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to the channel, so if you wouldn't mind, I'd be very, very grateful if you would click that old red button. Right, we are all done. So thank you so much for watching. So just to summarise, huge game for Barry. I genuinely have absolutely no idea how it's going to go. I fear the worst, but I want to remain positive and hope that we can really turn things around, put in a very brave performance and get the 3 points. What happens after that is entirely up to the board. And all we can do is just sit back, be patient and wait. So all that I will say is the very best of luck to Barry and to the lads tomorrow. Go out, show us some pride, show us some fight, show us some bravery, and show us you're worthy of wearing that red shirt, because that's more important than anything else. Guys, enjoy your next couple of days, and I will see you on Wednesday for the review show. Take care, stand free, all the very best.